Having bigger, well-developed arms can greatly improve your overall appearance and attractiveness, and making you look stronger and more muscular. However, many individuals struggle to add size to their arms, especially when it comes to the biceps and triceps. Despite their hard efforts, they often hit a plateau and feel frustrated. Fortunately, there's an advanced technique backed by scientific research that can potentially help you break through that plateau. It's called accentuated eccentric loading, or eccentric overload. Before we delve into the details of accentuated eccentric loading, let's first understand the two types of isotonic contractions that occur during a repetition. The first is the concentric portion, also known as the lifting phase. This is when your muscles contract and shortens. The second part is the eccentric portion, or the lowering phase. This is when your target muscle lengthens. Evidence indicates that the eccentric portion plays an important role in muscle growth. When compared to concentric actions, lengthening actions have been shown to elicit more rapid elevations in muscle protein synthesis, greater increases in intracellular anabolic signaling and gene expression, and preferential recruitment of type 2 muscle fibers, which make up about 60% of the biceps and 65% of the triceps. Furthermore, a meta-analysis by Schoenfeld and colleagues found that eccentric actions resulted in a higher mean percentage change in muscle growth compared to concentric actions. To further maximize the benefits of eccentric training, the concept of accentuated eccentric loading was introduced. This technique involves increasing the load only during the eccentric phase. It is based on the concept that we can hold and lower heavier weights of up to 50% greater than we can lift. By stressing your muscles with heavier loads during the eccentric phase, we trigger greater muscle damage and mechanical stress, creating more micro tears in the muscle fibers, which then repair and grow back stronger and larger, resulting in improved muscle size and definition. Several studies have explored the effectiveness of accentuated eccentric loading. For example, Friedman and colleagues compared one group of subjects performing the traditional one-leg extension with another group performing one-leg extension on a computer-driven device using the same weight during the concentric phase but a higher load during the eccentric phase. After 4 weeks, the group that used heavier loads during the eccentric phase experienced an average increase of 8% in type 2A muscle fibers and a 5% increase in maximal strength, while the traditional group experienced no difference. Another study published in 2016 by Walker and colleagues compared two groups performing leg press and leg extension, with one group using a 40% greater load during the eccentric phase compared to the concentric phase. The group applying the accentuated eccentric loading experienced greater increases in work capacity, muscle activation, force production, and muscle growth in the middle part of the quadriceps. Furthermore, 3 other studies that implemented eccentric overload using flywheel devices found greater growth in the quadriceps muscles. While the research on accentuated eccentric loading remains limited, Brad Schoenfeld, a renowned scientist and researcher on muscle hypertrophy, states that eccentric overload is a promising technique for enhancing muscle growth based on the current evidence. Despite its potential, majority of people avoid it due to the inconvenience of having to find a spotter and the fear of potential injuries. Fortunately, I've developed innovative and safe methods that enable you to incorporate accentuated eccentric loading without relying on a spotter. In fact, I'll guide you through 6 best bicep exercises and 4 best tricep exercises that you can perform by yourself. Let's begin with bicep exercises. Diving into the first exercise, we have the concentration curl. Start by selecting a dumbbell that is slightly heavier than your 1 rep max. 1 rep max refers to the maximum weight you can lift for a single repetition. Take a seat on a bench, grab the dumbbell with your working arm, and rest your upper arm against your thigh. To initiate the curl, use your non-working hand to assist the working arm in lifting the weight from the wrist. Once you reach the top, release the non-working arm and slowly lower the dumbbell back down for a duration of about 2 seconds. Throughout the entire exercise, focus on keeping your arm perpendicular to the ground. Repeat for reps until failure. Next up is the incline bench preacher curl. Begin by selecting a dumbbell that is heavier than your 1 rep max. Position your arm on the bench, ensuring the armpit is resting on the end of the bench. Using your non-working arm to assist, curl the dumbbell towards your chin. Remove your non-working arm. Slowly lower the dumbbell back to the starting position. Repeat this exercise until you reach failure. Maintain proper form by avoiding any backward lean or shoulder movement. It's important to note that performing this exercise on a preacher curl bench is not recommended, since a heavy dumbbell can lead to overextension at the elbow and potential injury. Now let's move on to the third exercise, the single arm cable curl. Choose a weight that exceeds your 1 rep max. Grasp the cable handle with your working arm. Use your non-working arm to help you lift the cable weight up towards your chest. Remove your non-working arm. Control the descent of the weight, taking about 2 seconds to lower it. Repeat this movement until you reach failure. Now we have the fourth exercise, the barbell cheek curls. Begin by obtaining a barbell or easy bar loaded with a weight that surpasses your 1 rep max. Stand up straight, maintaining a shoulder width grip. Using controlled momentum, curl the weight up towards your chest by leaning forward and thrusting your hips forward. Slowly lower the weights back to the starting position, taking around 2 seconds for each descent. Repeat for reps until failure. You can also perform cheat curls with dumbbells. Avoid overextending your lower back, as this can lead to lower back injury. Let's move on to the 5th bicep exercise, which is the Smith machine drag curl. Adjust the bar to knee height. Load the bar with a weight slightly heavier than what you can lift with one arm. Maintain proper posture by keeping your shoulder blades back. With a shoulder width grip on the bar, relax your grip to disengage your forearms. Rotate your wrists to lift the bar off the hook. Initiate the movement by dragging the bar up and focusing on driving your elbows back while keeping the bar close to your body. Release one hand from the bar and gradually lower it down using the other arm. Repeat this movement for multiple reps until you reach failure, then switch arms. Lastly, we have the preacher curl machine. Select the weight that exceeds your 1 rep max for a single arm curl. Begin by curling the weight up using both arms. Once you reach the top of the movement, lower the weight down using only one arm, focusing on the eccentric phase. Repeat for reps and then switch arms. Now let's move on to exercises that allow you to incorporate accentuated eccentric loading for your triceps. The first exercise is the close grip bench press on the Smith machine. Begin by placing a flat bench underneath the Smith machine and setting up safety bars. Adjust the height of the bar so that it is within reach when you lie down and your arms are fully extended. Load the bar with a weight slightly higher than your 1 rep max for a single arm bench press. Lie down on the flat bench and position your body so that the bar is just below your chest. Using a grip width that is about shoulder width apart, unlock the bar from the rack with your arms fully extended. This will be your starting position. Release the non-working arm from the bar and slowly lower it down to your body. Using both arms, push the bar back up to the starting position. Repeat until you reach failure and then switch arms. Up next is the single arm cable pushdown. Begin by attaching a rope to a pulley cable and tying it in a way that forms a single rope. Adjust the pulley's height so that when you grab the bottom of the rope, your forearm forms a 120-degree angle from your body and your upper arm is roughly parallel to your body. Choose a weight that is slightly heavier than your 1 rep max. Stand facing the cable machine and grab the rope with your working arm. Using your free hand to assist, pull the rope down by extending your arms fully, keeping your elbow close to your body, and release the non-working arm from the rope. Then resist the weight with one arm as the rope ascends for 2 seconds. Repeat until you reach failure and then switch arms. The third tricep exercise is the single arm overhead tricep extension. Begin by attaching a rope to the cable machine and tying a knot, forming a single rope. Adjust the pulley's height so that when your working arm is holding the rope and positioned overhead, the end of the rope comfortably reaches just above your shoulders when fully extended. Avoid setting the pulley too low as it may be difficult to initiate the pull. Select the weight that surpasses your 1 rep max. Grab the rope attachment with your working arm and position it overhead. Utilizing your non-working arm for assistance, extend your arms overhead. Release the non-working arm from the rope. Lower the rope back down to the starting position, maintaining a tempo of 2 seconds. Repeat for reps until failure and then switch arms. Now let's move on to the tricep extension machine, our final exercise. Choose a weight that exceeds your 1 rep max. Lift the weight by extending both arms and then lower the weight with one arm. Repeat for reps. When it comes to how you can incorporate these exercises into your arm workout routine, I recommend performing 1 to 2 accentuated eccentric sets on 2 to 3 exercises I mentioned earlier for the biceps and for the triceps. Integrate these sets into the end of your workout every 2 to 4 weeks, varying the exercises. However, it's important to exercise caution and avoid overdoing it. Accentuated eccentric loading places significant demands on your muscles and nervous system, which means you'll require longer recovery periods. So listen to your body and allow for ample time for recuperation before incorporating these exercises again. Add these accentuated eccentric loading exercises into your arm training routine and witness impressive arm growth in no time. I hope you found the tips in this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on bell notification to stay updated on future videos. Thank you for watching and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.